Oh my God, si honala, oh my God, zilo. Hona honging hawa, hona la nado. Hi everybody, it's me Jill, and welcome to Jill Informed. This is the recap of The Real Housewives of Orange County, Season 14, Episode 20, and also the season finale, Whooping It Up for Wedding Bells. Okay, this episode opens with Shannon on a date with Duff. Right away I'm thinking, okay, I know she's not with him now because we see her with that guy on Instagram and all over the place. And he's cute too, by the way. But Duff is pretty cute until you find out that he used to work with Vicky and he was actually on the show in 2007. Oh, that was not a good look. If the Chiron didn't say 2007, I would swear it was 1977. Because that's pretty much what was happening. We've got the perm, the porn stash. But the best part of this is he worked for Vicky, yet we see this little scene and Vicky's like, first of all, where did this voice come from? I can't do this all by myself. I need help. What happened to this Vicky Givelson? I don't know where this voice was back then. But yeah, we get the little damsel in distress, and he says, you don't have to worry about it. You got me here. And then he gets up off of his chair, goes to her desk, he kisses her on the mouth. Like, okay. Look, 2019 Duff is far more attractive than 2007 Duff, but there's some baggage there. Okay, Duff needs to just sit there and look pretty. Sorry if that sounds terribly sexist, but the second he opens his mouth, he becomes 20 to 50% less attractive. He's like asking Shannon, have you dated since your divorce? And she's like, oh yeah, I'm dating other people, but I'm not gonna just jump into anything. And he said, okay, good, because I didn't want to be your first boyfriend after your marriage ended, because then, you know, your standards would be so high for any other guy. Then we get flirty Shannon, you know the one. Oh, God. So then he asks her if she's a furnace. Feel my hands, he said. It's so cold out here. And she goes, oh, my hands are colder than yours. And he goes, I'm like a furnace. Are you like a furnace? Shannon, furnace? You know, like in bed? Oh, come on, man. What are you, 50 at least? This is how you are on a date? No, thank you. She's trying, though, I gotta tell ya. You know who wouldn't put up with this guy? Ramona. Ramona would have called an Uber 10 minutes ago. Now we're at Gina's house, and she's packing up because someone bought the house, and she's got 2 weeks to move out. Emily comes over, I guess, to help her move. And the garage is, well, I'm sitting in it now. It's a mess. There is a ton of crap in here, you guys. I'm going to help them clean it up as soon as I'm done with this recap. But Emily grabs this, I don't know pro wrestlers. I don't know their names. But anyway, there's this doll. And Emily goes, look, it's Emily and Shane. The doll's about 2.5 feet tall. Then you get close up. And I'm thinking, yeah, Shane wishes he had a six-pack like that. But the shade doesn't end there because Bravo shows us a picture of their wedding and Shane is on tippy toe. Yeah. Okay, Emily asks her about Matt and Gina tells her that they are going to reconcile. Yes, Matt is a changed man. He's a new person. Emily looks a little sick to her stomach. I know that's how we all kind of feel, particularly knowing what we know. So they're taking down all her artwork. God, have you ever gone through like the bins at a Home Goods or like a Bed Bath & Beyond? And it's all these like sayings. That is Gina's style. There's no photographs of the family. It's just, live, love, laugh. And she's taking one down. She goes, oh, this is my favorite. Oh, baby doll voice, by the way. This one's my favorite. When we're together, I forget everything else. Or something like that. And Emily goes, do you forget everything else? And she's like, well, yeah, I do. Like, I haven't moved on, and he's really changed, and I feel like I can ask for what I want now. And Emily said, so like when he's in LA and you haven't seen him for 2 days, that doesn't bother you at all? Not at all. Oh my God, si ho na la, oh my God, zilo. Oh, I'm sorry. We're back from a commercial, and we are at Bronwyn's house. And we're in the backyard with Dr. Deb. God, I missed her. We're just kind of meditating and jamming out with a singer and accordion player or something. I don't know. Oh, okay. It's some kind of yoga. Bhakti yoga? Question mark. Bronwyn said that it's the first time she's done Bhakti yoga. But if it makes my mom happy, I will spare no expense. Oh, this is fun. Bronwyn is saying how she found a great group of women there in Orange County. I guess when she first moved there, she gave it a year and she didn't think she was going to like it, but then she found this really great group of women. Good God, I hope she doesn't mean the Housewives. She doesn't, right? I think she has made other friends, but in any case, she said, I just didn't know I would find this, and it's so great. And she goes, and you deserve to want to pursue something outside of your children and not feel guilty about it. It's like when I sent all of my children off to boarding school. I did it for your benefit so that you could learn and gain another perspective. Okay, well, wait, hold up 1 second, because Bronwyn didn't move to California without her children. So, way to try to work in an analogy that doesn't quite fit here, Dr. Deb. Anyway, of course, I don't know why I expected anything different, but Dr. Deb is making it all about her. She says, there was a lot of diminishment I got from people thinking that, it was wrong to pursue my career and send my children to boarding school. But you know what those are called? Helicopter parents. Okay. Well, listen, nobody should tell anybody else how to raise their children, but you are trying to justify a whole lot of narcissistic selfishness right now, and you're doing it on camera and to one of your children who feels abandoned by you. So, not cool. The way that scene ends is with Bronwyn just getting up and saying, I love you, Mom, and, coming over to her and kissing her. And to the confession camp, she says, the easiest way for me to deal with my relationship with my mother is to just understand what she needs and take it from there. Yeah. Not a whole lot of Bronwyn getting what she needs in that relationship, but hopefully that's something she gets from other people in her life, because she's never going to get it from her. Okay, the next thing kills me. It's Emily and Annabelle, and they go to the doctor's office to check out Emily's hip. If you follow Emily on Instagram, you know that she has already had the hip replacement surgery because of her arthritis, and she is doing better and everything's all good. But right now in this scene is when she finds out for the first time that she absolutely does need this. The cartilage is gone on the left side. She's in a lot of pain. The doctor said, wow, you have a high threshold there because I can't believe you've been walking around with this hip. Annabelle was holding her hand while the doctor was examining her and, trying to move her leg in different ways, and it was causing her pain. And she was holding her hand. It was so cute. But then after the doctor said, well, so here's the deal. You need hip replacement surgery, but you're going to feel like a new woman when it's over. You'll be able to exercise and do all kinds of things. And she said, okay. And so he leaves the room and she cries. She starts crying. It's major surgery. All surgery has potential risk and is scary. And so I get it. I was kind of wishing she wasn't doing that in front of Annabelle just because she's so little. But so what she does is she calls Shane. She tells him, and he's like, well, yeah, that's kind of what we've been saying all along. You waited so long. And she's like, well, I'm telling you that it's definitive. I mean, there's no cartilage. And he goes, well, did you get an x-ray? Yeah, I got an x-ray. That's what I'm telling you. There's no cartilage on that side. And he was like, okay, I just asked. So fine. All right. So they hang up, and in her confessional, she's really crying. And she said, when you call your husband after getting news like that, all you want to hear is, it's going to be okay, honey. I'm going to take care of you. Everything's going to be great. Don't worry. Yeah, you're going to have to get that from somebody else. Now we're at Tamra's house, and her glam squad is there doing her hair and makeup. And she's telling them, did you hear? Kelly Dodd is coming at the last minute. Okay, you invited Kelly. So I don't know where this is coming from. But anyway, she's like, yeah, she had an anger management class and now she thinks she's all better. So, And one of those girls said to her, well, you can't really fault somebody for trying to improve. And she goes, no, you can't fault them. But I'm just a little worried. Okay. I think Tamra's going to start something. Now we're at Emily's house. She's got her glam squad. Well, I don't know. It's a girl putting her false eyelashes on. I'm telling you, nobody can put them on themselves. Well, from me anyway. So she said, Shane finds out at 6 o'clock tonight whether he passed the bar or not. Oof. Okay, so for those of you playing at home, we know that he did not pass again for the 4th time. Yeah. Do you get just an infinite number of tries? That's my question. And then my next question would be, how many more times would he even want to try? He passed the bar in Utah and was a practicing attorney. And my theory, now that there's going to be a Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, maybe they'll move back. So then the girl said, well, what did you do when you passed the bar? And Emily's like, I don't even remember. It was so long ago. And the girl's like, how do you not remember that? I mean, that's a big moment in your life. And Emily goes, well, yeah, but I knew I would pass. She does get her little digs in, and I love her for it. Okay, shout out to all the glam squads of the Real Housewives because they do so much work. It's usually quiet behind the scenes, but Bravo is honoring them with all these little scenes because they are all getting speaking roles. Now we are with Kelly and her makeup artist, and she's telling her that she's going there, see Vicky, and she's going to try and kill her with kindness and, practice all the things that she learned with her life coach or whatever he is. So this woman says, so if Vicky says something that you don't like, what are you going to do? Kelly, I don't know. What should I do? Kelly, come on. Shouldn't you be thinking about this? Oh, God. She's like, yeah. What do I do? Do I say, F you, bitch? This is just a guess, but maybe not. Next, everyone is showing up to the venue for Vicky and Steve's engagement party. I think I forgot to tell you, it's a formal Western chic rodeo. I don't exactly know what, it's like upscale Western, whatever that is. So far, only Gina has shown up in cowboy boots. Nobody else seems to really have a Western. I'm not sure what the Western thing is. Bronwyn and Sean show up. I mean, other than the fact that there's fringe on Bronwyn's dress, it's not cowboy at all. Like, nothing screams Western ranch to me with what she's wearing. I don't hate her dress. I kind of think it's cool. I actually like the top of it. But, yeah, I don't. Everyone's in, strappy sandals and everything. Dr. Deb shows up. You know what the problem is? Those colored dreadlocks, they clash with whatever she's wearing. And then to make matters worse, she throws a hat on top. Vicky and Steve pull up and you can hear them because they're mic'd, but they're still in the car. And Steve is like, "Who's that woman with the colorful hair?" "Oh, that's Broadwood's mother. She's a doctor." Steve, "A witch doctor?" I mean, I don't hate the comment because I don't like Dr. Deb, but I don't like the comment because, of course, he would prejudge someone who looks different. That just kind of seems like a Steve thing. Okay, sorry guys, I lost a little bit of footage here. I'm talking about the arrival of Duff, Shannon's date. He just gets there and we see old footage of him with Tammy Knickerbocker. Oh, God. Okay, this is before my time. Do you guys remember Tammy Knickerbocker? I think she was a housewife. At least she was a friend of, if she wasn't an actual housewife. But this has got to be season 1, season 2, maybe. 2007. Let me think about this for a second. So 2007, 17, 18, 19. That would be 12 years ago. So, yeah, probably season 2. That's before my time. I don't remember him, but he reminds me of a Slade Smiley type of a guy. All right, so everyone's milling around and talking. Tamra is talking to two people who I don't know who they are, but apparently the woman is an attorney, and Tamra asks what kind. Then she says, "I don't really like attorneys right now." And he's like, "Why?" And she goes, "If you saw my legal bills, you'd know why." In her confessional, she tells us that she just wrote another really big check to her attorney because of this whole Jim Bellino lawsuit. You know what? Then shut your mouth. It's not Kelly's fault. This was happening before Kelly. But the seeds are being planted because Tamra is in a mood. In fact, I think it was extremely rude the way she treated that woman. If somebody came up to me and said, "Oh, you're an attorney?" Yes, I don't like attorneys right now. I mean, that woman didn't do anything to you. It's just rude. Okay. The next scene is Callie in the car with Dr. Brian Reagan. And he's coaching her on what to say. So when we get there, if Vicky says, "What are you doing here?" Kelly, "Happiness and love." And he goes, "I wish you happiness. I hope you're happy and healthy. I hope you're happy and healthy." Well, don't say "I hope you're happy." Just say, "I wish you happiness and good health in your marriage." And as he's speaking, Kelly's mouthing the words. Happiness and good health. Yeah. Oh, she's not going to be able to do it, is she? The theme is a little bit stronger once you get inside. There's an area where people are line dancing, and the area that I'm sitting in right now, I guess, is for a photo shoot. Vicky goes to change for some reason into saloon girl type thing, maybe? I don't know. I don't get the dress. She's wearing a cowboy hat with a little veil attached to it. The best thing about this was the donut wall. An entire wall of glazed donuts. Now all the ladies are line dancing, and Emily is holding Shane's hand, and she's like, "Do you want to line dance with me?" "No. My dad'll line dance with you." Then the camera pans over to Larry, and you just know Larry would, right? because he's the sweetest, kindest man. He looks 10 times cooler than his son in his like black t-shirt. I mean, I would prefer to line dance with Larry. Side note, this is pre-hip surgery, so I'm very impressed that Emily wants to line dance. She must be heavily medicated. Oh my God. Tamra, Gina, Emily, and brother Billy, Vicky's brother Billy, are standing at the bar, and Tamra goes, "So do you have any words for your new brother-in-law?" Billy goes, "My new brother-in-law? Oh, yeah. I just want to know if he's all in." Say what now? And Emily's like, "You want to know if he's in as much as Vicky is?" And he goes, "Well, no, I mean, I don't know if he really wants to get married." Oh, gosh. Thanks, Billy. I mean, it's not like we weren't all thinking it, but I'm sure your sister doesn't want you to say that on camera. Oh, Billy's not done. Just in case you thought this was over. No. Tamra then, of course, to the confessional says, "I don't know if Billy's just being like a protective brother or if he's onto something." Always stirring it, aren't you, Tam? But Billy goes on to say, "We'll see. I asked his mother. I said, how do you think their personalities mesh? And she said, they don't." Silence. Then Tamra pulls out sometimes opposites attract, though. And he's like, yeah. Nobody believes this is going to last. Okay, Kelly and Brian get there. And she's got on a sparkly dress, but she's got a belt and cowboy boots and pigtails. I mean, it kind of works in a weird way. And it's also kind of a hot mess. I don't know. It's hard to explain. Anyway, she brought them a bottle of Dom. She sees Vicky and she's like, "Here, I got you this. And I wrote you a note. She's so nervous and she knows she's going to get it wrong. So she says, "I wish you happiness and health." Yeah, happiness and health. Yes, happiness and health. Yeah, happiness and health. It's just, I mean, God bless her. She's trying. But how could you be that bad at it? Tamra, I should also mention that Tamra, needs to be held back. Kelly's here. She's saying this to Billy, and Billy's like, "Oh, yeah, I know. I'm going to go say hello to her." She's like a animal on a leash that, if she was off that leash, she would attack. She is building up in her mind she is furious with Kelly. And I can only imagine that this is what she thinks is the really horrible thing that Kelly did to make them all hate her on social media and everything else, before the season started. This has been leading up to, I think, this right now. I don't want to get off the episode too much, but side note, I believe it was on Watch What Happens Live. Kelly was on, and she said that in addition to tweeting at Jim Bellino, "You were right about Tamra," or whatever, she made an idle threat. This is according to Kelly. She made an idle threat and said, "I'm going to testify for him." I think that's what's going on here. But Tamra, like I said, Bronwyn is behind her, holding her back or trying to cop a feel. I'm not sure exactly what Bronwyn's doing, but, she's behind her and she's ready to pounce. All right, so now they all sit down and they have place cards, and it's Shane and then Emily and then Kelly. And Kelly says, "Did you hear about the bar exam yet?" He's like, "Don't know yet." And Emily goes, 6 o'clock. "Is it 6 o'clock yet?" And she's looking at her phone and it's 5:40. And he's like, "Emily, stop. No, really, stop." So, I mean, he's going to be sitting at that table when the results come in. Shannon announces, "Okay, everyone, the bride and groom to be." And of course, Vicky's there and Steve is nowhere to be seen. Then the camera pans over to the other room and Steve's at the bar. Yeah. Not a care in the world. Then he comes, sits down. He's sitting next to Vicky, and she said, "Are you just so happy?" Mm-hmm. Yeah. I really believe the story of how he proposed, because he seems like he's all romance. Vicky gets up. She's got the microphone now. She stands up and she's making a speech. December of 2016, I made a vision board, and Steve was in the middle of it. Everything on that board was Steve. No, it was not. It was George Clooney. You have convinced yourself that Steve looks like George Clooney. He doesn't. I'm not saying Steve's a bad-looking guy. He is not. But he is no George Clooney, ma'am. I'm sorry to tell you that. So the fact that you put George Clooney in the center of your vision board, and then you met this guy, and you're acting like, oh, it all came true, is preposterous. Listen, if you believe that all of your dreams came true, I'm happy for you. That's really all that matters, I guess. Okay, so now Tres Amigas are drunk and, well, mostly Tamra. But they've all got on these, like, American flag cowboy hats. And Tamra's got herself, as I told you before, she has got herself worked into a frenzy. She is shooting daggers across the room at Kelly. She's like, I could have put all 4 of my kids through college with the bills I'm paying for a lawyer. But no, she's just over there so smug. You know, I'm going to help Jim Bellino. And she's, yeah, it's bad. And she's going to go off on Kelly. Then we have Shannon in her confessional saying, Kelly keeps saying that her intention was to hurt Tamra. What she doesn't understand is that hurting Tamra hurt Shannon. Yeah, apparently Shannon, even though she won her side of the case, she still had to just recently write a big check to her lawyer. Again, ladies, your anger is at Kelly. It should be at Jim Bellino and yourselves for having loose tongues and speaking on a podcast about him. Okay, so Shannon's now getting all worked up. And she's like, are you kidding me? You think she's got good intentions? I don't know why she's here. And she leans forward and her hair goes into a little votive candle that's on the table. She leans up, the hair's on fire. She's like, whips her head back. It goes out, but Vicky goes, oh my God, your hair's on fire. So she grabs a drink, throws it on her, and then she's blowing on it. Meanwhile, Shane across the room, do you smell something burning, Emily? And everybody, Duff can smell it. Everyone's like, oh, smells like something's burning. Yeah, what? Oh, God. So then Shannon finally is like, my hair caught on fire. And Vicky's like, I saved your life. I think I saved your life. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you threw alcohol on it. I'm surprised her whole head didn't go up in flames. So Tres Amigas they are drunk. They look rode hard and put away wet, the 3 of them. Let me just say that. They're sitting there and looking across the room at the other 4 who are now line dancing and having a good time. And Tamra goes, oh, they are just drinking the Kelly Dodd juice, aren't they? Kelly, I will say, looks like she is having a really good time. She dreaded going to this party, but she's having a lot more fun than Tres Amigas, at least right now. But everything could change in the blink of an eye. Oh, that blink of an eye is happening right now. Because Tamra can't take another second of looking across the room at the 4 of them having fun while she's miserable. So she gets up and runs over there. Vicky and Shannon look at each other like, what is she going to do? I don't know. She's had a lot to drink. So she goes over there. What are you guys laughing about? What's so funny? What's the joke? Everyone's kind of confused, and Kelly goes, oh, ha-ha, hee-hee, were we laughing? Yeah. All 4 of them are like, okay, what's going on? I mean, nobody's saying a word. So then finally Emily said, is everything okay? Tamra, are you kidding me? Oh, yeah, everything's great. In Emily's confessional, she starts laughing, and she's like, this is the stupidest thing ever. Like, nobody is deposing Kelly Dodd or using her in a lawsuit. Okay, I love Emily, and I'm going to go out on a limb here, you guys, and say that she has become my favorite housewife of Orange County. Emily Simpson. Yep. Shane and all. I want her back. Okay, when I first started watching Real Housewives of New York, Bethany was the one housewife. Well, she wasn't even a housewife. She was the only single girl. She didn't really have much money yet. She was a personal chef. She had a tiny little apartment, but she would talk to the camera about the other ladies. And it was like she was the voice of reason. She was the one who would talk to you like, oh my God, get a load of these people around me. And you related to her and you thought you were her friend. Now, since then, I would say that Bethany has had some ups and downs in that regard. But this is what season 2 Emily reminds me of. She is the voice of reason girl who talks in her confessionals like I could be her girlfriend. I want to be her girlfriend. Gina goes, I understand. Tamra, no, you don't. And Gina's like, okay, you're really hostile right now. Back to Emily's confessional, she's like, just keep paying your defamation lawsuit bills, Tamra, because it has nothing to do with Kelly Dodd. I love her. I love her. Gina tries one more time. Oh, wait, you guys, I'm sorry. Did I tell you that we did a whole montage of how many drinks Tamra had? Yeah. The screen would like show each time and it kept splitting off into more and more until it was just a screen filled with all the different times she was drinking throughout the evening. Yeah. All right. So Bronwyn says in her confessional that she thinks that Tamra is coming after Gina because it's easier than going after Kelly. Possibly, but Gina doesn't deserve it because Gina, again, tries one more time to say, I understand. Tamra, no, you don't. You. And storms off. I think Shannon tries to grab her. She wrestles her arm out of Shannon's grip and off she goes. We see Eddie in the corner like trying to see where she's gone. Shannon's confessional. Okay. Side note, if I'm telling you that Emily is my favorite housewife of OC, I am going to say that my biggest disappointment is in Shannon. I liked Shannon. Crazy, nutty Shannon. And even throughout this whole season, and knowing she's a Tres Amiga, I kept thinking to myself, yeah, but you know what? She doesn't plot devious ways to destroy other people the way I kind of think Vicky and Tamra do. So I still gave her a pass, but she's in her confessional now saying Tamra's anger is completely justified because there is one person here who is out of line, and that is Kelly Dodd. Wrong. All hell is breaking loose now. Because Gina goes after Tamra, and Tamra's still yelling at her, and she's like, I know it's not a great situation, but I almost think that part of what was triggering her was that Tamra wanted everybody to shun Kelly, and they weren't. Bronwyn, Gina, and Emily were not shunning her, and that was really kind of pissing her off. Anyway, Shannon now says to Kelly, Kelly, did you not insert yourself in something you shouldn't have been involved in? And listen, Kelly has every right to say, excuse me, cocaine, train, throw my mother down the stairs. You guys have been talking about me all season long. She didn't. She just said, you have my back up against a wall. And Shannon said, how did I have your back up against a wall? And maybe it wasn't Shannon, but it was your friends, Shannon. So they're yelling. Then we see Bronwyn talking to Kelly and saying, yeah, it wasn't nice what you did going after them with the lawsuit. Kelly goes, how did I go after them? Are you stupid? Is that what's happening here? Are you dumb? Bronwyn's like, no, I'm not stupid. I know you're not, but you sound stupid right now. It's a mess, you guys. It is a mess. Meanwhile, Eddie is stuck talking to Dr. Deb all night. And so when Dr. Brian Reagan comes by, he says, hey, have you ever been to Burning Man? You know he's trying to pass her off onto him, right? So he can make a clean exit. Okay. Okay, so now we're outside with Gina and Tamra again. And she's like, if someone were coming after you, I would defend you. And Gina's like, okay, what do you want me to do? What do you want me to do? Tamra, what do you want me to do? And she's like, fuck you. Boo-hoo. And she goes running off the way she has done in the past. Only, you guys, this is delicious. There's nowhere for her to run. So she hides in the bushes. She pushes her little body further and further into the bushes. And so Gina is going after her, but now I think I don't think Gina knows where she is. You guys, this is so good. She finally finds her because she can hear her sobbing, and she's trying to pull her out of the bushes. But Tamra's, you don't know! You don't know! Gina in her confessional, I don't know, because it's weird and aggressive. And I love you, Tamra, but I don't like pulling you out of the bushes. This is so good. You don't know. You don't know how good this is. You don't know. You don't know. Gina's talking her out of the bush. Shannon and Vicky come strolling along because they're looking for Tamra. And Tamra comes out and she goes over to them. And Gina's like, I'm trying to help. Shannon, you don't know. And Gina's like, this again. And then all of them turn, all Tres Amigas turn on Gina. You don't know. You don't know. You don't know, Gina. You don't know. You don't know. You don't know. Oh my God. Let me guess. Gina doesn't know, does she? God, that was good. I gotta watch that scene again. All right. I mean, it's insanity. Shannon is holding and comforting Tamra. Vicky's like yelling at Gina that Kelly is the one that is in the wrong and she's hurting them and she's hurting them financially. And Gina said, well, I think everybody's kind of hurting. Oh, wrong answer, Gina. Wrong answer. Then we see Kelly and Dr. Brian Reagan and Emily and her oldest boy, Shane. Shane, throw a jacket on. I mean, he's got a little short sleeve plaid shirt on and jeans and gym shoes. I don't know. Maybe if he dressed like a grown-up, it would help. I don't know. In any case, they're just kind of standing and talking. And now we are getting the final little blurbs for each of the women. And we start with Kelly. Kelly and Dr. Brian broke up, but her love life is chugging along. She's now engaged to TV reporter Rick Leventhal after dating for only 3 months. We cut back to the show and Kelly's like, let's look at your results right now for the bar exam. Shane's like, no, I don't even have the right number to call into it here, so. Oh, leave it alone, Kel. Okay, next we have Emily's, and hers says, Emily is putting naked cartwheels on hold. Oh, side note real quick, I forgot to tell you guys that she said if he passed, she would do naked cartwheels in the street and go door to door to every single neighbor and tell them how happy she is or something like that. Okay, so back to her blurb. Emily is putting naked cartwheels on hold as she recovers from hip surgery, or until Shane passes the bar exam. He failed for the 3rd time. Oh, you guys. I think in real life he failed for the 4th time. Yeah. So this was only his third time that we're talking about here. California is supposed to be one of the hardest bar exams in the country. I mean, not so hard that Emily and Shireen couldn't pass it, but... Next is Tamra's, and hers says, Tamra's lawsuit is still ongoing. However, her sons are starting to get along. But unfortunately, she cannot hide from her issues in a bush. Oh, God. It was good. That was so good, you guys. Okay, then we see Gina and Bronwyn walking out of the party together, and Bronwyn's blurb says, Bronwyn recently celebrated her milestone 42nd birthday. All the housewives were invited. Her mother wasn't. You know, guys, look, it's sad because it's her mom, but I honestly think Bronwyn is better off without her. I really do. I think she is manipulative, and I don't think it was good for Bronwyn. Oh, and the saddest one of all, Gina's, hers says, before Matt moved back in with Gina, he was arrested on suspicion of domestic violence. The trial is set for January 2020. Matt has pleaded not guilty. Not good, you guys. I did hear that Gina is with somebody else now, you know, and I think he's a good guy. So. And finally, Shannon's. It's so funny. Shannon is left at the venue. She's like ordering one more drink at the bar, and like everybody else has gone home. And hers says, Shannon's hair was the only spark she felt that night. She hasn't seen Duff since. Thank God. But things are heating up with her new boyfriend, John. That's who you see her with on Instagram all the time, and he's cute. And they've been together for a while, so hopefully he's the one for her. Oh, God, you guys. The show ends with Vicky and Steve getting in their car and driving off, and Vicky saying, I can't wait to be married to you, Steve. Right? Aren't you excited? Yeah, Steve, right? And then you just hear this song like, nah. I don't know what that was. I don't know if that came out of Steve. I believe it did. It sounded like a sheep. I'm not sure what it sounded like, but I know what it didn't sound like. It didn't sound like, yeah, I can't wait to marry you either. And on that note, that is a wrap for season 14. Well, I don't know, guys. What did you think? Let me know in the comments down below. Oh, real quick before you go, here's the deal for the reunions. It will be in 3 parts, but Bravo is jamming it all up in the next 2 weeks. Part 1 is going to air Wednesday the 18th, which, in case you're wondering, is the day I'm filming this right now. Part 2 is going to be Monday, December 23rd, and Part 3 is going to be Thursday, December 26th. Yeah. All the week of Christmas and Christmas Eve, and it's not gonna happen for me, guys. I will recap them, but I don't know when you're gonna see them. I gotta do some Christmas stuff. I am way behind. I have got to finish shopping. I have to do some kind of baking. I have to bring food on Christmas Eve when we go to my brother's house. My daughter's coming in on the 22nd. There's a lot of stuff going on. So I hope you can be patient with me about the reunions. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed my recaps of Orange County. I know it was a tough season to get through. And this is coming off of a tough season of Beverly Hills. So I have a lot of stuff to think about. I don't watch all of the Housewives shows. I've never seen an episode of Dallas. I've never seen an episode of Potomac. So I don't know if it makes sense for me to switch out one of these, either Beverly Hills or next season of Orange County, and instead do another franchise. If you guys feel very strongly about it, I might try it. I'm reluctant to recap something I've never seen. I did it with RuPaul's Drag Race. It was fun, but I didn't feel like I brought enough to the table. It deserved more than I could give it, and that's why I only did it for one season. I I was too out of the loop, I think. And so I don't know. I don't know if I feel I would do it justice. I don't know. I want to know your thoughts about all of that. If everybody feels very, very strongly about, oh my God, yes, ditch Orange County, or Beverly Hills got some reviews that said it was kind of boring. I don't know. Let me know what you're thinking. I am January 7th. I am recapping Vanderpump Rules again. So I have that coming up. And of course, New Jersey is still going strong. So, all right, that's enough talking from me. If you haven't subscribed yet to Jill Informed, please consider doing so. If you liked this episode, please give it a thumbs up. And I hope all of you, however you spend the holidays or whoever you spend the holidays with, I hope they are enjoyable, relaxing, stress-free, and make you feel good. I'll see you next time. Bye.